Is AI going to take your job? No, but a developer who uses artificial intelligence might. Every day, we're seeing the launch of new AI tools that make your life easier and help you be more productive. And more companies are posting job listings that ask for AI skills that weren't asked even just a few years ago. For example, senior front-end engineer, experience with AI integrations, back-end engineer, build highly available real-time data pipelines to ingest, store, and query large volumes of structured and semi-structured AI usage data. Even some junior developer positions are asking for AI experience now. According to recent data from analyzing over 20 million job postings, demand for AI resource scientists have grown by 80%, machine learning engineers by 70%, and here's the kicker. Mentions of LLMs in job postings increased by a mind-blowing 3,000% year over year. Meanwhile, your more traditional back-end and front-end roles, they're declining. If you want to future-proof your career and honestly make some money while doing it, consider learning AI engineering. In this video, I'm going to show you what it actually means to be an AI engineer, market trends, and the exact roadmap to get started, even if you've never touched a machine learning model in your life and have no idea what LLM stands for. Hi friends, I'm Maddie. I'm a senior software engineer who previously worked at Google and internet other big tech companies like Amazon, IBM, and Microsoft. On Instagram, I post coding insights and memes, and one of the top DMs I get is, should I learn AI? Is it worth it? The short answer is absolutely yes. And today, I'll show you why learning AI could be the most pivotal move in your tech career. We'll go over how to get started, useful resources, real code examples, and practical tips to avoid common pitfalls. We'll also explore how the job market is evolving and emerging opportunities. Let's talk about what's really happening in the job market right now. First, the money is insane. According to recent data, AI engineer salaries are projected to grow 15 to 20% in 2025, with senior AI professionals commanding $200,000+ salaries. The average AI engineer in the US is $175,000, and that's just the average. ML and AI software engineers are making an average total comp of $243,000. But it's not just about the money. Though, let's be honest, that might be a big part of it. 71% of these job postings now require Python expertise, and 32.9% require AWS experience specifically for AI deployment. Companies aren't just looking for traditional Swedes anymore. And if you end up landing a role at some of the rockstar AI companies out there, you could make much more. OpenAI just announced 1.5 million bonuses for all of its researchers and engineers. And this was in response to Meta poaching some of OpenAI's top researchers for $100 million. And here's what's crazy. Many companies are basically wrappers around AI APIs, and they're making billions. Cursor, which is, to be honest, fundamentally just VS Code with AI features, just raised $900 million. These companies need developers who understand how to build these integrations properly. But before we get into the roadmap and resources, let's first talk about what AI engineering actually is. When I say AI engineering, I'm not talking about becoming a PhD researcher who publishes papers on neural network architectures. That's AI research, which is very cool, but very different. AI engineering is about building and integrating AI systems into real products that people use. Think of it this way. Data scientists and researchers figure out what's possible with AI, and AI engineers make it actually work in the real world. Here's what AI engineers actually do. Integrate API models into applications through APIs, build systems that can handle AI workloads at scale, create pipelines that feed data to AI models and process their outputs, deploy and monitor AI applications in production, and build user interfaces that make AI capabilities accessible. For a concrete example, let's say your company wants to add a chatbot to their customer service. An AI engineer would first choose the right language model for this use case, then build the infrastructure to handle chat conversations, create a system to give the AI access to company knowledge and train on historical chats, design the API that connects the chatbot to your existing customer support platform, and monitor the system to make sure it's working properly. So you're not building the AI from scratch, you're building the systems that make AI useful. Here's the good news. You do not need a PhD in ML to become an AI engineer. Most of the skills build on what you already know as a dev. For example, programming languages. Python dominates with 71% of job postings requiring it. If you don't know Python yet, that's your first priority. Java is also important, appearing in 22% of postings, especially for enterprise AI development. Data skills. SQL expertise appears in 17% of job postings because you need to be able to work, clean, and manipulate the data that feeds AI systems. You don't need to be a database expert, but you do need to understand the data. Cloud platforms. AWS appears in 32.9% of job postings and Azure in 26%. Modern AI happens in the cloud, so you need to understand how to deploy and scale AI apps using cloud services. AI-specific skills. Understanding how to work with the APIs from OpenAI, Anthropic, and other AI providers. Basic knowledge of how language models work. You don't need to build them, just use them effectively. Vector databases and similarity search. Understanding model fine-tuning and prompt engineering. But how do you get those AI-specific skills? skills. One of the ways you can build them is with this video sponsored DataCamp. DataCamp is one of the world's leading platforms to learn data and AI skills. Since companies are currently looking for people who can build and integrate AI models, you can learn exactly how to do that in their courses. I've personally used DataCamp for a while, and honestly, it's been a game changer for my own journey into AI. What I really love about the platform is that you don't just watch tutorials, you actually build real projects and code interactively right in your browser. If you want a clear, no-nonsense path, check out their Associate AI Engineer for Developers track. It's a 26-hour beginner-friendly program that guides you step-by-step through working with the OpenAI API, Hugging Face, prompt engineering, LangChain, Pinecone, and more. You'll learn how to actually integrate AI into software. Think building chatbots, recommendation engines, semantic search, and deploying production-ready systems. And if you want to prove your skills, you can take these industry-recognized AI Engineer for Developers Associate certification and share that on your LinkedIn or resume. If you're serious about adding AI engineering to your developer toolkit, I can't recommend DataCamp enough. Hit the link in the description to get started for free, and let's get you building real AI apps. Now let's dive into something practical. Let me show you how simple AI integrations can be with real code examples. For example, using OpenAI's API, you can build a chatbot with just a few lines of Python code. So here I've already stored my OpenAI key in my terminal environment. I'm importing OpenAI, creating a API client object, which is a connection to OpenAI servers, and then calling the chat completions API, which is how you talk to GPT models in a structured way. So here I'm using GPT-4o mini because it's pretty cheap and fast. And then I'm setting what I want the system to act like and how I want the user to act like. So the system message sets the model's behavior and personality, and the user role is the actual question. So when I run this, I'm getting this output. It separates into 8 different bullets and talks about what AI integration is and explains it, breaking it down in a simple way. And next, here's how you can use Gemini's API to check the current weather. Like before, I store my Gemini API key into my terminal environment. Then I import OS and import Google's Python SDK for interacting with Gemini models. I'm using Gemini 1.5 Flash again because it's fast and cheap, and I'm simply giving it a prompt for what the weather is like in my city of choice, in this case, San Francisco. And we get this result. And last but not least, if you remember the Studio Ghibli style pictures that everyone was generating just a couple months ago, you can do that yourself with Python and the OpenAI API. Here, we first import OpenAI and Base64, which is a module for encoding and decoding Base64 data, which is needed because image data is returned as a Base64 string. We then again create the client to connect to the API, define an image prompt. In this case, I'm just asking it for a cozy village in the sunset in the Studio Ghibli style, and then request the image from OpenAI. I'm using the GPT image 1 model and requesting a square image result. And then we take the JSON-like Base64 results and then extract and decode the image and save it. And here we go. Here's what you get. So if you're now convinced to start your AI learning journey, what concrete steps should you take to get started? Phase 1. Master the fundamentals. Get comfortable with Python if you're not already, learn the basics of data manipulation with pandas, understand how AI APIs work since you'll be using a lot of them, set up accounts with OpenAI, Anthropic, and other AI providers and go through their Hello World tutorials, and take a few intro courses. Phase 2. Build real projects. Don't just follow the tutorials though. Build things that can solve real problems in your life. For example, a chatbot for a specific domain, like helping with coding questions, a document search system using your own documents, an AI-powered feature for an existing app you built, or a simple recommendation system. Phase 3. Learn production skills. Learn cloud deployment, for example, AWS, GCP, or Azure, vector databases, for example, Pinecone, ChromaDB, Weaviate, monitoring and logging for AI applications, and build an understanding of production costs and rate limiting. Phase 4. Specialize. Pick an area of interest, for example, computer vision, NLP, recommender systems. Learn the specific tools and frameworks for that area, and build more complex projects that showcase your specialization. Here are the resources I actually recommend. You can start with OpenAI's documentation and build something simple, LangChain for more complex AI applications, Streamlit for quickly building AI app demos, the Fast API documentation for building production APIs, and I also recommend following AI engineering people on Twitter for real-world and real-time insights. There are many courses out there, but I personally really liked AI for Everyone by Andrew Nguyen. It's a great beginner-friendly course that explains the fundamentals of AI, its impact, and practical applications without super heavy technical jargon. Let me save you some time by telling you what not to do. These are some of the mistakes I personally made when I started. First mistake was thinking that I need to understand the math. You don't need to derive backpropagation from first principles. Instead, focus on building practical systems that use AI effectively. Mistake number 2, only watching videos. AI engineering is a hands-on skill. You need to build things and break things and fix them. And don't rely on the vibe coding tools out there when you debug. Really make sure that you develop an understanding of the changes you're making. Mistake 3, starting with complex frameworks. Don't jump straight into LangChain or Lambda Index. Start with direct API calls so you understand what's happening. Mistake number 4, ignoring costs. AI APIs can actually get expensive pretty fast. Always build with cost monitoring from day one and making sure you're keeping track of your subscriptions. Especially if you use multiple tools, these costs can snowball fast. Mistake number 5, not staying current. The AI field moves incredibly fast. What was cutting edge 6 months ago might be obsolete now. Make sure that you're following the news and experts in the field. So I'm not going to lie to you and say that this is easy. AI engineering requires you to think about systems in new ways. You're dealing with non-deterministic outputs, managing costs, handling latency, and working with technologies that are evolving every single day. But here's the thing. While AI has the potential to automate many programming tasks, up to 80% of programming jobs will remain human-centric. The future of software engineering is not about humans versus AI, but rather about humans and AI working together. The companies that are winning right now are the ones with developers who can bridge the gap between traditional software engineering and AI capabilities. You could be one of those developers. To sum up this video, AI engineering isn't just a fleeting trend. It's here to stay in the future of software engineering. The salaries can be higher, the problems are more interesting, and honestly, the work is very fun because you get to build things in more efficient ways than ever. The best time to start your learning journey was a year ago. The second best time is right now. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be sharing more career insights and software and AI engineering roadmaps and tutorials. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.